Who out there is ready to land on Santa's naughty list and earn themselves a great big lump of coal?
I got coal too!
Alright, it's time to get a lump of coal as black as this deck is. This is my Kleptomaniac deck. This is led by Tergrid, God of Fright. For 3 black, you get a God, a 4/5 with Menace, that says whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a card, you can actually take that card from their graveyard and put it under your control. Or on the backside, it's an artifact for 3 and a black that says that you can tap and make them lose 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card, and you can pay 3 and a black to untap it over and over again until you run out of mana. Normally, you're not going to cast a Lantern inside. There's times that are appropriate for it, and you kind of have to learn when those are as you play. But most of the time, you want the God side. You want to be stealing their stuff. That's kind of the whole point of the deck. So let's take a look here and see what we got. Now, normally I run more protection spells, but this is a little bit older deck that I've just been upgrading as I go along. I just never shot a video for it. So here it is. We have Assemble from Parts, which is an alchemy card. Now, this has been improved since the first time we put it in here. For a black, target creature in your graveyard perpetually gains 1 black, exile the card from the graveyard, shuffle it into your library, and then create a 4/4 black zombie version of it on the battlefield. But it's a copy of it. So, say Tergrid dies, let her go to the graveyard, hit her with Assemble from Parts, and then pay the 3. She'll shuffle back into your deck, and then the command zone, or the commander trigger will go off. You'll just put her back in the command zone, and you'll get a copy of it. It's kind of fun. And then this entire column here is things that we make our opponents sacrifice their creatures with, or sacrifice any permanents for that matter, because there's some things that make them do other things. But let's just go through this real fast. Innocent Blood, creatures. Edict, creatures. Triumph, creatures. Also makes them discard a card if you have one of the Liliana Walkers, which there's a couple, or actually there's 3 of them in the deck. Priest of Forgotten Gods, creatures. Edict, creatures. Disciple, creatures or planeswalkers. Fleshbag Marauder, creatures. Farika's Libation, creatures or enchantments. This thing won me a game at 1 life, and you're going to see it in the video. It is freaking hilarious. Plaguecrafter, Planeswalkers, creatures, or if they have no creatures, make them discard. Soul Shatter hits the highest CMC creature or Planeswalker. Vona's Hunger makes them sacrifice a creature, or if you have 10 permanents and you'll get the City's Blessing, they lose half of their creatures rounded up. That's a fun thing to pull off. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. At your end step, you sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker, and your opponent either has a choice. They either lose 2 life and let you draw a card, and if Tergrid's around, you get the permanent they sack to keep you from drawing the card. Burn Blood, 2 creatures. Rankle, you can make them discard cards and sack creatures, which is really good. Gix's Command. Now, this has a multitude of uses here. We can put counters on something and gain some life. We can destroy a bunch of little stuff that's in the way. We can get stuff back from the graveyard. But the big thing here is each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest CMC, or actually with the highest power that they have with this version. So it's kind of like a secondary Soul Shatter. We have Tergid Shadow, 2 creatures. Invoke Despair, they lose a creature, an artifact, or an enchantment, and a planeswalker. So if they have all 3, you're stealing all 3 things from them. Otherwise, you're getting cards and draining them. So it's a win-win either way. Liliana Dreadhorde General, she makes them sack creatures, or you just start building your stuff up. Cruel Reality. This thing is fun. If you can get this down, and they only have like 1 or 2 creatures, and they don't have a bunch of fodder to feed into it, they have to sacrifice a creature every upkeep, and or a planeswalker, and if they can't, they lose 5 life just straight up. Shielded Whispering One, she has Swamp Walk, 6/6, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to bring something back, and at the beginning of theirs, they sack a creature. Portal to Phyrexia, when it comes in, they sacrifice 3 creatures. This thing can break backs. If they only have like a couple creatures out, you can just basically take their entire side of the board, and it's yours if Tergrid's around. And then Meathook Massacre, which actually should be in this column. This column here is actually just generic board wipes. Sometimes you just need to reset the board and keep moving along. So Meathook, because we just accidentally saw it. Blood on the Snow, Crux of Fate, and Languish. You just blow stuff up or negative them out of the game. And then since Blood on the Snow is here, we have snow-covered swamps in the deck. That way we can get stuff back. This is our mana ramp, card draw, fix artifact stuff. Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Maze Mind Tome helps us draw cards in Scry. Same thing with Treasure Map. It also gives us mana later. Bantu actually cheapens our stuff and helps us drain. Banner pumps our creatures and gives us mana. Relic mana. Nyx Lotus looks at our devotion, which is the amount of black pips on our cards. Well, we have a lot of black pips on our cards. So if this hits the board and you get to untap with it, you can draw a lot of mana out of this Lotus. And then land, fetch, and draw. This is kind of our sacrificial fodder category for various things. Reassembling Skeleton. Jadar creates fodder for us. Shambling Ghast. And when it dies, you get things out of it. Gutter Bones, come back. Evolve Sleeper. You can pump this thing up and draw cards off of it, or you can just feed it into things, or just use it as a chump blocker. Same thing with Cursebound Witch, and then you get a card off of it. And then this column is our discard column. Mostly Sacrifice works best with Tergrid, but sometimes you can really force some good discards. And don't forget, any kind of channel effect and any kind of cycling effect counts as a discard. So if they're cycling cards or they're channeling cards, Tergrid's going to steal those cards as long as she's around. So with this, we have our discard stuff, Acquisition Expert, Burglar Rat, Elderfang Disciple. Your little enters the battlefield, they discard a card creatures. Davriel, he minuses to take cards from them, and if they have 2 or less cards in their hand, or is it, no, it's one or less, sorry, he deals 2 damage to them, so there's a bonus there. Drill Bit, you just look at their hand and rip something out of it. Inscription of Ruin, you can use this as a straight removal spell for things, or you can bring like a little creature back, but the big thing here is to make them discard 2 cards. I just run it because it's modal and it gives you some other options. Liliana the Veil, this was one of the newer additions to the deck. You can just plus her to make each player ditch a card, or you can make them sack something. So either one of those modes, you're stealing something from them. And if you manage somehow to get to the -6 on this with Tergrid around, you're going to steal whatever entire permanent pile of permanents that are separated that they decide to let go. Fel Spectre makes them discard, and every time they discard, they lose 2 life. Raider's Wake, whenever an opponent discards, they lose 2 life, and if you attack with a creature, they discard a card. And then Skull Raid, it's basically a 4-mana discard 2, but it also has the option to foretell it, and if they have no cards in hand, you draw cards instead. So I like this as a discard spell because eventually discard spells run out of gas and there's nothing to make them discard. So in this case, you can draw cards instead, so it gives you some flexibility. Torment of Scarabs, it's kind of the Tergrid's Lantern effect on an enchantment. You just stick it on them, and then they have to deal with it the entire game if they can't get rid of it. Torok's Canticle is another 4-mana discard spell. I like it though because you get a random discard off of it as well. Liliana Waker of the Dead, it's mostly here for her +1 to make them discard, and then it drains them if they can't discard. Removal gets used every once in a while, and then if you get to the -7, great, you're going to just keep bringing stuff back. And then this was a brand new card I just added, aside from the Portal to Phyrexia, Painful Quandary. This is a reprint from years ago. For 3 black, you get an enchantment that says whenever an opponent casts a spell, they lose 5 life unless they discard a card. So we have so much discard and stuff going on here. They either don't want to discard it in the first place because we're going to steal it, or they're going to run out of cards, and if they cast into this and they don't have anything to discard, they're going to lose 5 life every time they cast something trying to answer what we're doing. So this is kind of a fun thing to force them to either discard into Tergrid, or they're going to just start losing life as they go. And then the last column over here is our kind of our synergy good stuff pile. Tiny Bones Trinket Thief. If an opponent discarded, you draw a card and lose a life. And if you nuke their hand out, you can pay 6 and hit them for 10. Waste Not, every time they discard a card, you get something off of this. There's times this thing just pulls a ton of weight. You oftentimes will get either extra mana out of it or draw cards off of it. Grim Tutor, I just run 1 tutor in here just to kind of go get some random silver bullet. There's no combos in here or anything degenerate that I need to pull the pieces for. Sometimes I just need an answer for something, or I just want to go get something just to push things over the edge, and this is a way to go do it. Dread Presence, every time you play a swamp, you either lose a life and draw a card, or you can deal 2 damage and gain 2 life to any target. This thing's good for removing little creatures that are in your way, or maybe they have stuff built up to sacrifice it so they can keep Tergrid off their back. You start shooting those tokens that they're trying to sacrifice, and they keep losing them, and then eventually they're going to run out of them to sacrifice, and you're going to start getting their real cards. Twilight Prophet for 2 black black flying 2/4 with Ascend, and if you have the City's Blessing, you get to look at the top card at the beginning of your upkeep, and you shoot your opponent in the face and gain that much life. It's just really good, and that's why I'm running it. And then our mana base, I got to slide over a little bit. Just your generic mono black base. Castle Locthwain, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Phyrexian Tower, because sacrificing stuff is kind of good around here. Snow Cover Swamps, because we're running Blood on the Snow. Takenuma to get stuff back. Fabled Passage to thin the deck out. Field of Ruin to take care of opposing lands that might be a problem. Ghost Quarter, same thing. Lotus Field, since we're running so much in a monocolored deck and we need to kind of ramp up a little bit, this just kind of gives us an extra mana on a turn where we're not like needing those lands. Plaza of Heroes, protect Tergrid. I mean, that's just all it's here for. And same thing with Tyrite Sanctum. The nice part is, since she's a god already, you don't have to go through the extra step of turning the legendary creature into a god or putting a counter on it. All you gotta do is pay 4 and sack it straight up, and she's indestructible. The only way they're gonna get rid of her after that is make you sacrifice it. So, with that said, I hope you enjoy the deck, and let's get to the gameplay. Yawgmoth, oh boy. This usually never ends in good things, but we'll give it a swirl here, because we have some goodies. If he starts killing our stuff, it's not the end of the world. So let's go ahead and do the Evolved Sleeper. Let's get it online, get it going, before he can start Yawgmothing it up in here. Let's go ahead and evolve it. No, hang on. That one. I hate that it lets because I've accidentally done it where I've selected the wrong mode before. I hate that it lets you select the other mode until you've evolved it one level. Something's dying because he's eyeballing my creatures. Either he's evaluating whether or not I would even block. Shieldred? Or is he going to bring down Yawgmoth? Okay, there's Yawgmoth. That's fine. Alright, there's Phyrexian Tower, which is good. I think I just want to evolve the Sleeper. And it takes 3 to do the next step, so we're not swinging because we ain't got no way to... Well, it's got Death Touch. What am I thinking? I should have swung. I don't know what the hang up there was. You had no open mana. I can't block Yawgmoth because he's protected from humans. Which, yeah, I couldn't have swung anyways. He could have just blocked the Sleeper because it's a Phyrexian human cleric. Kind of a pain in the butt. I'm probably going to do Phyrexian Tower next turn. Sacrifice one of my creatures to do Tergrid. Unless I get something to kill the board. Like a Languish would be nice right about now. Or just a flat removal spell for Yawgmoth. Okay, let's do Bantu's Monument. Pass. I was gonna do the tower, and then the monument came up, so it's like, forget it. Because this is going to be probably a war of attrition if we're going to fight our way through it. I mean, fine. Which I don't understand. Well, no, it doesn't have counters on it yet, does it? No, it just became a 3/3. Because +1/+1 counters will cancel out -1, -1 counters. So I mean, if I pop the Evolved Sleeper up, the counters will start rolling off of it. He must have just drew that because he would have done that before he did the sacrifice trigger. Alright, got a gas. Let's go ahead and do the tower. If I sack that, I have 2 mana available. Let's go ahead and get Tergrid down, because if he's willing to start sacrificing stuff to Yawgmoth, I want to start stealing it. Is he trying to make up a decision of what he wants to do here? Because once she's down, I'm getting your stuff. Okay. Resolve that. And we'll pass. I'm not going to sacrifice the Cursebound Witch because he's probably going to try to get some kind of thing down to get rid of the Evolved Sleeper, so I'm not going to give him the option. Or he could just kill Tergrid outright with a direct removal spell. It's hard to say. Soul Shatter for the highest mana value. Okay. Yeah, take action. Though I actually have the mana available to recast her, so... Let's go fetch a land. That way we're thinning the deck out a little bit and we're not as apt to draw more land later. And let's go ahead and do this. We'll sack the witch. Let's see what we get off of this. Let's see, Black Cat, Witch's Cottage, or a Curse of Leeches. I think I like the Curse. Let's use the 2 mana. Let's recast the God of Fright. We'll also cast Shambling Ghast with the 1 mana. I like forcing them to do things probably when they don't want to do them. Because cycling is a discard effect, so I would have gained a land out of that too. So next turn we can actually cast both Leeches and the Raider's Wake out of our hand. Or not. Okay. Take action. Treasure. 5, 6. Actually, we could, because we'll have 7 lands. Or I can recast Tergrid. It's probably going to be recast Tergrid because he can't, with his lands being froze up, he can't do much this turn anyways. And granted, maybe I'm walking right into him just killing Tergrid again. Okay. So let's go ahead and play the Hive. Let's play Curse of Leeches, targeting them. Play Raider's Wake. We're going to swing, we'll hit him. Raider's Wake's going to trigger, so he's got to be careful what he discards. And if it's a permanent, I get to take action and steal it. Yeah, I'll take that. Because I'm gaining life, so I'll take free cards and stuff from you. Because even if I steal one really good creature from them, or one really good whatever from them, Tergrid's done her job. Okay, there's Araya. Wait, is it? Ayara, sorry. Can't pronounce crap today. Alright. So let's go ahead and do... Actually, we'll just do all of it. I'm so far ahead on life right now, it doesn't matter. Alright, there's Tyrite Sanctum. And we're going to swing, because he can't block it. And we'll end the turn. I have Tyrite Sanctum up. If he targets Tergrid, I'm just going to make her indestructible. Take. Alright, we got a Leeching Lurker. So that's so much fun. It's like, oh, I'll just take all kinds of stuff. Turn from graveyard. Okay. So he's going to get something out of his graveyard. Okay. Wait. I took your Morbid Opportunist. How do you have a copy? Wait, what? I'm confused. That's really weird. I'm going to go ahead and use the Sanctum. I'm going to make Tergrid indestructible while he's tapped down and he can't do anything to it. And that way I can also still swing and get the black market connection stuff. Or not black market, the Raider's Wake. Sorry. We're going to draw a card. Don't need any of the other stuff right now. Ooh. Now that's good. That's back-breaking, is what that is. Give me your stuff. This might make him scoop, I don't know. Yeah, I say he can't afford to let me have the Grey Merchant. Take it. Take it. Take it. Oh, I know how he had a second Morbid Opportunist. It's part of that stupid spell book. Duh. Alright. Well, we got to see the deck actually do what it was supposed to do and steal a bunch of stuff. Garruk. Okay. Long time no see there. Sure. This is doable. Got some good early interactional stuff, and see what they come up with. Let's go ahead and do the Ghast first. Swing with Ghast. Probably play the treasure map, is my thought. I was like, what is he doing? Like, you have double ring, it's not a removal spell. Alright, now we'll play treasure map. Ha ha. Alright, swing again. Sleeper, and pass. So now if he plays something, I can kill Innocent Blood and sack the Ghast. Okay.
The hunt begins. I can handle.
Okay, it's the alchemy one. And let's go ahead and do the scrying thing. Sure, I need more land, so I'll keep that. My turn. Let's go ahead and smack Garruk in the face. And I'm actually going to go ahead and evolve the Sleeper twice. And then turn. And then I still have the mana open to scry again. Because he didn't play the creature I needed, so no big deal. And Tergrid can come down next turn too. Maybe.
I have no pity for you.
Trying to think of what to do
This is my territory.
with that Gix's command. I don't have any really have any options to do with it right now. Alright, Glorious Resurrector. Well, that's going to get destroyed. Real frickin' quick, because, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and go get a swamp just to thin the deck out. Alright, what to do with her? I think... I'm just thinking if I just want to Innocent Blood and kill Garruk. That's probably the smart play. I can get a treasure out of that. Oh no, he gets it. That's right. Okay, whatever. Let's evolve this. Smack that Garruk in the face. If Shadow Spear ever lets go of priority, I will anyways.
Survive this.
Alright, so we'll end the turn for now. And yes, I realize that I missed, No. There's something to do with my Gix's command. Let's go ahead and scry. I missed the scry last turn. I was overthinking things. Yeah, at this point, I don't think I want that. Alright, let's do Gix's command. They're going to sacrifice, and I'm going to put counters on the Sleeper. Start smacking them around. We'll do treasure map. Okay, I got a Ceratops. Pro blue don't mean nothing to me. Activate. We'll get our treasure tokens out of that, plus we get the scry. That's not a bad thing with Tergrid around. But for now, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Alright, we got Tack and Numa up. Let's go ahead and drop that. I'm trying to think if I want to do the Tergrid or if I want to do the Lantern. I actually think I'm going to do the Lantern, but I'm going to swing first. Because I have some evolve triggers I can get out of this too. Or activations, not triggers. And we'll do it again. Yay cards. Alright. And let's play Braids. I'm gonna sack a treasure token. I'm gonna make him get rid of that Shadow Spirit unless he wants to lose some more life. I mean, it's not a great play to strap that up with a Shadow Spear and swing. It's like, I'll take the hit, and then I'll crack back block and probably kill you. So... Alright, we got a Barter in Blood available for us. We also have Crux of Fate.
Stay on the trail.
I'll take that hit. Alright, so let's see here. I have... I'm gonna go ahead and play Tergrid. And going to play a Swamp. Just trying to think here if I do... Because if I swing at him, he'll block no matter what, because he wants to get that thing on the board, the emblem. Let's do a Heraldic Banner. Blocking is just a dumb idea in every way, shape, or form. Or attacking. Because he can double block Braids. If I go for his face, he has to block the Evolved Sleeper. So he can't double block Braids. But then he gets 2 more wolves that are huge. Well, no, because he can't make the wolves and then get the thing at the same time. We're gonna sit back. Just in the back of my brain, I'm thinking it's not a great idea. I'm gonna sacrifice a Swamp because he's actually quite low on lands. He hasn't been drawing lands. Okay. That's possibly useful. We'll pass a turn. Alright, he's getting 2 more wolves, which is fine. Come on, where's my Meat Hook Massacre? Okay. Let's go ahead and activate this. I want to draw a card. Because Like I said, where's my Meat Hook Massacre when I need it? I haven't been able to make him really sacrifice anything of consequence just yet. Alright, Plaza of Heroes has promise. Because, let's see. Do I have enough? I do. I do have enough to wipe the board and hit him in the face. Alright, so we're going to do this on Tergrid. And then I'm going to Crux of Fate, destroying all non-dragons. I don't care how many counters your guy gets. You're dead. Face is the place. Gotcha. Tend to think that through a little bit. Krenko. Oh no. This could be ugly, because that gives them a bunch of little tokens to sacrifice. But this could be a great equalizer. We'll see. I could be dead before I get to cast it. Hello. Alright, alright. I'll be nice back. Unless they're starting to spam hello. Then I'm gonna mute them. Ember Hauler, okay. Ember Hauler, meet Chainer's Edict. That way I can get through and not have him sacrifice it just to burn it out of the way. Plaza's probably next into Heraldic Banner. Alright. Yeah, we'll do the banner. Black, but of course. Alright, so we have Languish ready. It's a 4 drops. Oh, and a Braid. Okay, well that slows me down on doing Tergrid if I wanted to. Let's go ahead and do this instead of the field. Oop, misclicked. Come on. Alright, so let's do... I don't have the City's Blessing, and I don't have a way to get the City's Blessing right now. Let's do Waker of the Dead.
Every death is an opportunity to improve.
And I'll go ahead and minus on the Goblin. There's no point in letting it live.
Get out of my way already.
So... there's Krenko. Let's go Field of Ruin. He's got 1 card in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 permanents. I don't like Krenko. And let's go ahead and +1. I'm going to chuck the Twilight Prophet, because I can always get it back with Shieldred later.
Things my way.
Alright. Go ahead and Fell Spectre. And do I really want to sack or ditch that? No. For 3 life out of him, I don't think I want to do that. Actually, be 5 life, but... and he's not likely to attack with Krenko. He's more likely to tap and turn it on. Oh. Okay. It's like, if you want her dead, you're attacking with both.
I'll be even more powerful next time.
Him getting rid of that land sucks, because Painful Quandary would have been so good here. Alright, it's going to be the Lantern. So he's got to sacrifice a permanent, because he can't discard a card. Or lose the 3 life. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad for us right now. Oof. That's a woof. Well, there's that. I guess for now we're just going to be doing Painful Quandary. It's all we can do. That does 2 damage. Alright, we're just going to sit back. I'm going to make him have to use the Siege Gang to kill the Fel Spectre if he wants it out of the way. But every time he casts a spell, it's discard a card or pay 5 life. So that's going to lock at least a spell in his hand if he doesn't want to pay 5 life. I think I got a little too hasty slamming down that Languish earlier. Damn. It's fine. I'm going to make you discard that card or lose life or sack a non-land permanent. I don't care. So one more less of something. I need blood on the snow or something, or I'm just dead. Meathook Massacre would be the best thing. You're not a Meathook Massacre. Not even close. Alright, Skull Raid, I want to take whatever's in their hand out. I mean, that would have been useful last turn, or the last card, because then I could have just... Nope. Krenko goes boom boom. We got us a mirror match. This could be really ugly. Sure. Alright. Come on. Nope. Alright. Do this. Go black. I think it's going to be whoever gets their stuff out fastest is going to come out on top here. Discards a card. I'll discard Braids. I'm going to drop Waste Knot. Dump in a swamp. Let's go swamp. I'm going to hold on to that Signet. I'm going to put down my Tergrid first. Use the Signet as a discard, because if he plays Tergrid and then tries to make me discard, well, we got problems. Yeah, I'll take that. Like I said, this was going to be kind of dumb stuff going on. Hey, I got an extra card out of that, too. Let's go ahead and do Arcane Signet Fel Spectre. Yeah, we'll get a Hive. Waste Knot's pulling a little bit of weight. Duress, you get a Grim Tutor. Congratulations. And I got Shieldred coming down next turn because I got that land. Oh, they didn't like that. The Nicol Bolas Dragon God. Alright. I mean, this has got some good stuff in it. So let's go for it. Start off with Gutter Bones. And I think Cold Steel Hurts next. Search for Azcanta, eh? Let's do this. Get a black. Smashy, smashy. I really wish we had access to, like, Felwar Stone or something that didn't come into play tapped. Black. And Witch. That way, if he wipes my board, at least I get something out of it. Power word kill. Let's see. We got Cottage, we got Creatures of the Type, and we got a Familiar. I guess I'll take the land. And it says if you have 3 or more other swamps, which I do have. So let's play Tergrid. See if we can get some more kill and stuff out of their hands. And if he just goes for, I mean, he can't really go for Nicol Bolas right now. He doesn't have the colors and he doesn't have the protection available. Now he's got the color. And he's got the ability to kill Tergrid. Oh, he just had a failed push, okay. Sorry, you're not getting anything out of my hand. But thanks for playing. I mean, I know I can get that back, but I'm not putting that on top of my deck. And let's Plague Crafter. I want to see what's in his hand. Because I'll get the Valky back on my side. Alright, he's got a removal spell in his hand. So I'm going to hit him for 5. And I'm going to end the turn because I have the Soul Shatter on hand. In case he just wants... I don't know if he's going to use his removal spell or if he's going to try to get Nicol Bolas rolling. But if he goes for Bolas, I'm shattering it. Well, hey. Response.
Suffer for your cause.
Yeah, I could stay there. Or not stay there. Come out. Alright. Oh, okay. I got Farika's Libation, too. That's good. But now he's got that... He's got that, Hagar Mauling. Is it... Yeah, he can just destroy it straight up. How many cards is in his yard? 2. So Search isn't going to get him anywhere yet. Though I could just make him sack it outright and take it from him. But I'd have to be able to cast both at the same time. Alright, let's go ahead and drop Gutter Bones. I think I'm just going to make him sacrifice an enchantment, because he's just going to recast Bolas anyways. So, enough of your card selection and whatnot.
Once again. without limit.
It has done what it needed to do. But he is starting to get dangerously close to death. Ooh. Baby. Yeah. Swing for the face. If he doesn't have a counterspell in hand, he's dead. Bye-bye. I can't believe it made him sacrifice, but it was in the middle of a spell resolution. This is Domir. I don't much know how that one's gonna go. We'll keep it. Get the witch up.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you. Busting heads is my bread and butter.
Go for Priest of the Forgotten Gods. I'm gonna smack Domir in the face.
Now you get to the spirit.
Because that way he can't get too out of control with making stuff fight and whatnot.
Oh, I wish you could see your face when I'm beating you.
Cinder Vines. I guess a non-creature spell. He can sack it to destroy me. Okay. Abrade. Well, how rude. Alright, well, we're just gonna attack Domir again.
I'm starting to get miffed now.
I think,
You can see your face while I'm beating you.
depending on what they drop, okay, it's Ilhart. I was just thinking maybe I'd do the Phyrexian Tower into the Invoked Despair. Because then I'll get everything. Take the Vengeance, because I can hit elves. Because most mana dorks for elves to begin with. Wish I had a more direct destruction spell, but... Lothus, okay. Owie. Wow, this is freaking nutty. That's instant speed, so... Let's pass a turn, let him get past his draw step, and then I'm going to Tergrid Shadow him. That way that the Raise Boar stays further down the deck for a couple extra turns. Go Cold Steel Heart on black, and we'll go ahead and witch. What the hell is this thing, anyways? It's a plant. Okay, Witch's Vengeance of plants. Just gotta slow him down. All right, let's get Cruel Reality down. I gotta get some life gain going again, though, or I'm in deep dog crap, because Klothys is just gonna chew me up. Oh boy. Let's do Tergrid. I'm gonna play Lotus Field. I'll sack 2 of the swamps I tapped. I mean, they're gonna lose 5 life. He can play Ilharg this turn just to have a thing to sacrifice the next turn, but he just has to choose. He's got 2 more non-land things in my yard that he can hit me in the face with. Alright, I'm gonna drill bit him and take his ancient. Mine. You can't block this. And end. Bye, Ilharg. Go away. Unfortunately, his trigger... Or no. Oh, I get it? I thought his trigger would resolve first. Whoops. Alright. I have to gain life this turn. It has to be that, or I have to get rid of Clothis. So... I need... Because this is an enchantment, right? I need Fryrika's Libation. Holy shotgun! Are you shitting me right now? Wow. And I get his Clothis. That's great. Gimme. Yeah, we're just going to go like that. Because you can't block that. Oh my god. Bye, Battle Mammoth. I get that too. Wow, I hope he doesn't have direct damage in that deck. Drew the exact answer I needed. Holy crap. So what did you guys think of the deck? I had a lot of fun. I've always liked playing this deck, and I like some of the new additions like Portal to Phyrexia and Painful Quandary. They do pull their weight in the deck. There's some other things that might need to be tweaked here and there. This is not like the, oh my god, salt-inducing mess that the Commander version of this deck can be, because we don't have access to like wheel effects and things that make us, force our opponents to discard that are ever present in the Commander format. So I actually like this deck. I think it's a lot more fair in Historic Brawl than it is in Commander. You can build it to be a little bit different. You can build it to be just strictly on the sacrifice side or strictly on the discard side. But like I said before in the intro, I think the sacrifice version of the deck is a lot stronger than the discard version of the deck. So you build it however you want to build it. But let me know in the comments below. Do you think there's anything I left out of the deck that I should have put in here? Or is there anything here that should not be in here? About the only thing I think I should change is I should probably put a little more protection like Feigned Deaths and Malakir Rebirths and that kind of thing in here to keep Tergid on the board a little bit longer in certain games. But otherwise, I really like how this is playing, and I don't plan on making too many drastic changes to it. I hope you enjoyed today. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.